Hey everyone, Joselle from Opt-in for Life here. And in our last episode, we had discussed the importance of ensuring that those who are within our social support networks understand what it is that we need for them to do. Whether we need for them to help us remember to take our medication or go to our appointments on time, we need for them to understand how they can help us and what we want for them to do, being a part of our journey. Now, continuing with social support networks, it's also important that they understand exactly what is HIV, what is our status, and learning how to properly communicate that to them so that they also understand what it is that we are dealing with and what we need help with in our journey.
Hello everyone, Mahoney from the Opt-in for Life team here, and just as my counterpart Joselle was talking about today, we're talking about a very hard to deal with subject. It's going to be rough, but it's something we have to do when we're building our social support networks. We're talking about divulging and telling people our HIV status. And it's important because we've got to give this social support team the why on why we need their help. But we have tools in our pocket to use to help us with this. Maybe the friend that you're bringing into that social support network is a very scientifically, like me, very nerdy, geeky, kind of science research-minded person, right? Read science articles because they're actually interesting. You actually look up study methods and things like this. Anyway, if it's that kind of person, then you can absolutely lead in with talking about HIV. Do they know about it? Have they heard about it or talked about it since it's ever been brought up before? Because a lot has changed. Like back in the 80s, we had to just educate and tell people that HIV cannot be spread from kissing, touching, or hugging. Up to now, where we can tell people that people who are positive with HIV staying on their medications can no longer even transmit the disease. There's undetectable means untransmittable. And if your friend isn't scientifically minded, isn't geeky minded, and doesn't really care to know about these things, there's always the way to relate to somebody on an emotional level. You can always lead in with saying, hey, we all have an HIV status. It's either HIV negative or HIV positive, but it doesn't really matter because we all maintain a status one way or the other. And right now, you need their help in your social support network to help guide you along the way through things that you are finding difficult and ways you need help. And it's all about getting that read on that person, understanding who they are and what kind of mindset they have that will help you communicate that out to someone else. All right, everybody, that's all we have time to talk about today. But just as we were saying before, and Joselle and I were actually talking earlier about this idea of talking about your HIV status. This is a really hard topic to get into, but Joselle, you were telling me something interesting when we were discussing this, was about how this can relate to other things we talked about in our series about building social support networks.
Right. I think that what's really important to realize and to recognize is that those who are within our social support networks also need to understand why they're doing it. Just like as if when you get a new job or get a promotion, sometimes you're given a list of things that you're supposed to do, but you don't know exactly why you're doing them. So it's important for those or the person in your social support network that you're working with, ensuring that they know why they're doing what they're doing, because it gives them a sense of purpose, and that purpose also gives them motivation to want to do what it is that you need help with and to help you further and to help you better.
Exactly. So once again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We know this is a very hard topic. This one here is probably one of the hardest to really even talk about. It's a lot easier said than done kind of material, but we're trying to help put the tools in your pocket to get you started on the path to building those social support networks, and not just building them, but building effective social support networks. And this is going to be the one thing that I think really helps build an effective one.
Yeah.
It helps to give that social support network purpose and reasons for why they really want to help you, and really helps to build that bond. But we are Joselle and Mahoney from your Opt-in for Life team, and as always, we will be here to help you anytime, anyway. Reach out to us, and we hope you have a great day.